Welcome back, learner. Myself, Dr. Vinita Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, RGSC, Banaras Hindu University, with the course Rudimentary Principles and Practices of Managerial Economics, Module 12, Lecture number 56, Monopolistic Competition and Oligopoly. In today's session, we are going to start with the topic monopolistic competition, that basically consists of the topic, that is concept and definition of imperfect competition, causes for imperfect competition, demand and cost curve of monopolistic competition. Concept and definition of imperfect competition. What is imperfect competition? Both perfect competition and monopoly are the two extreme end of the market that really exist in real life. The combination of both the market gave rise to the new concept known as imperfect competition that actually exists in real world. This concept was originally introduced by Mrs. John Robinson in the year 1933. In her book Economics of Imperfect Competition. The feature of imperfect competition contains the element of both the perfect competition, monopoly. Imperfect competition is a wider term as it comprises of monopolistic competition, oligopoly, duopoly. Imperfect competition means the competition is not perfect. If buyers and sellers are large in numbers, but the product is not homogeneous, rather a differentiated product. If buyers and seller does not have perfect knowledge about the market, then it is an imperfect market. So basically, imperfect competition is a market that consists the feature of both the market. The one is the perfect competition and other is the monopoly. These two markets are the extreme end, and perfect competition type of market really exists in real world, and monopoly somewhere a little bit exist. But in reality, when it comes to the market, then it is the imperfect market. That means imperfect competition. So this imperfect competition has some feature from the perfect competition and some feature from the monopoly. That is why the name is imperfect competition. Basically, imperfect competition, it is not an organized market because you cannot exactly know, because the buyer are large, the seller are large, there are differentiated product, you don't have the perfect knowledge about the market. That means when you are unable to locate specifically anything about the product and the prices, about the buyer, about the seller, what are the various goods, what are their prices, then it is a imperfect competition. So imperfect competition is a market that is not organized. If contact between buyers and seller is established, but it also involves a lot of difficulty, it is difficult to compare the various product and its prices, then we face a situation of imperfect competition. So basically, this imperfect competition is a wider term that consists of monopolistic competition, duopoly and oligopoly. So basically, these three consist of imperfect competition, and in reality it is the imperfect competition type of market that actually exists in today's modern era. So today we'll be discussing in detail about the monopolistic competition, which is one of the part of the imperfect competition. AP learner say imperfect competition obtains when the seller is confronted with a falling demand curve for its product. Demand in imperfect competition is not perfectly elastic as in perfect competition, because in order to increase sale, price need to be reduced in imperfect competition. Causes for imperfect competition. The first one is low number of buyers and seller. In comparison to the perfect competition where there is large number of buyers and sellers, and each seller and each buyer cannot influence the market. That means single seller and single buyer cannot influence the market. But when it comes to the imperfect competition, why this imperfect competition exists? Because there is low number of buyers and seller in comparison to the perfect competition. So we can say each seller and buyer somewhere a little bit influence on the market, but a single seller cannot at all influence the market, or single buyer cannot influence the market. But when it compared to the perfect competition, we can say a little bit influence is possible. Units of product. The product that is being sold in the imperfect competition, they are differentiated product. That means they are not exactly identical, same, homogeneous product, rather than they are heterogeneous product. They are very close substitute of each other, but they are not perfectly substitute of each other. That means because of difference in the product, the imperfect competition exists in the market. Lack of perfect competition. As you know that in perfect competition, there is no competition at all among the firms working in industry, because everybody is having a perfect knowledge about product, about prices, about everything. So there is, you can say, a no competition. But when it comes to the imperfect competition, that means it lack the characteristics of the perfect competition. That means you does not have a perfect knowledge about each and everything regarding the product, regarding the prices of the product, regarding the availability of the product, regarding the quality of the product, regarding the size. That means you cannot have a detailed and exact knowledge about everything under the imperfect competition, because if you knowing something, on the other hand you must be missing something about the other product as well. That is why it is saying lack of perfect competition. Laziness of the buyer. Sometimes the buyer know the product, they know the prices, but still the buyer feels so lazy that sometimes they ignore, out of their ignorance, they even purchase the costly item. So that means due to laziness of the buyer, the situation of imperfect competition also exists. Sometimes buyer know everything, but still the behavior of the buyer is such that they do purchase the item at a costlier prices. Transportation expenses. It is due to because of the transportation expenses, the imperfect competition also exists. That means as in comparison to the perfect competition, where there the price is being sold by all the firm at same prices only, whatsoever is the places you are selling. That means the transportation cost is totally eliminated in terms of the perfect competition. But in imperfect competition, this transportation cost is actually matters a lot, because you may be situating as one place, the other person may be other place. So that plays, the differences of the geographical area and the cost involved in that plays an important role, and this is the cause for the existence of the imperfect competition. So these are basically the reasons why the imperfect competition actually exists in the market. That is low number of buyers and seller, units of product, lack of perfect competition, laziness of buyers, and transportation expenses. Now coming with the point, the monopolistic competition, the first element of the imperfect competition. Monopolistic competition is a market structure where many firms sell similar but not identical product. This market structure shares characteristics of both monopoly and perfect competition. This concept was given by economist Professor Edward H. Chamberlain of Harvard in his famous book Theory of Monopolistic Competition in the year 1933. Monopolistic competition stands as a fascinating midpoint between two extremes in the market structure, monopoly and perfect competition. In this dynamic economic model, numerous firms populate the market, each offering products that are similar yet distinct from those of their competitors, characterized by elements such as product differentiation, free entry and exit of firm, non-price competition. Monopolistic competition reflects a delicate balance between individual firm, autonomy and market forces. Understanding this concept provide valuable insight into how businesses navigate within a competitive landscape, leveraging strategies to differentiate their offering while vying for consumer attention and market share. So basically, monopolistic competition, this concept was given by Chamberlain. And this competition, the word is monopolistic competition. That means monopolistic, monopoly, and competition basically means perfect competition. So this monopolistic competition consists the element of monopoly as well as perfect competition. That means there are some feature of perfect competition like large number of buyers and seller, free entry and exit of the firm. And for the monopoly, that means having a control over the prices, over the supply in regard with the product. That means they have full control. But here in the monopolistic competition, the product sold by the various producer, they are not the homogeneous product, rather the product they are selling, they are not exactly identical, but they are close substitute of each other. That means when the product is not homogeneous, they are producing and selling the product which are close substitute of each other but not exactly the substitute. That means this is actually creating a competition among the producer working under the monopolistic competition. So hence we can say that monopolistic competition consists the element of monopoly as well as perfect competition. So we can say that monopolistic competition is a market where there is large number of sellers selling the goods that are similar in nature but not identical shape, size, brand, packing, color, quality, trademark, having close substitute of each other. Thus, product differentiation is the hallmark for the existence of competition under monopolistic. The most important feature of monopolistic competition is the product differentiation. That means the product that is actually sold in this market, that product are different with each other. That is, the word is product differentiation. That means every product is different from the other product in regard with shape, size, color, packaging, labeling, trademark, copy, branding. That means these are the feature. The basic core area of the product is same, but the other elements that actually differ one product with the other product, and due to this there is a competition among the producer working in the monopolistic competition. So these are the definitions given by the various authors. All are saying the same thing. The monopolistic competition is defined as market selling in which large number of sellers sell differentiated product. That means this is the most important element of the monopolistic competition, is the feature of product differentiation. Monopolistic competition refers to that market situation in which relatively large number of small producer or supplier are offering similar but not identical product. That means the product that is being sold by the various firm, all are same, but they are not exactly identical. They are not perfectly substitute, but they are close substitute of each other. So there are various features of monopolistic competition: large number of buyers and sellers, differentiated product, free entry and exit of firm, mix of monopoly and perfect competition, normal profit in long run, selling cost, non-price competition, lack of perfect knowledge, less mobility, group equilibrium, consumer attachment. That means these are the features which actually define the very essence, the concept of monopolistic competition. The first feature is large number of buyers and sellers. As I told you people earlier that this is the combination of perfect competition and monopoly. So just like in perfect competition there is large number of buyers and sellers, in the same manner in monopolistic competition there is large number of buyers and seller. That means each seller and each buyer cannot influence the entire market. A single seller cannot influence the market, a single buyer cannot influence the market, but somewhere every seller has its own price output policy. That means the activity of one seller, the price output policy of one seller is not going to influence the price output policy of the other firm. That means they all work independently. That means in monopolistic competition, the buyer and seller are large, but each seller has its own independent price output policy. They decide at their own. Their price output policy is not going to affect the other price output policy of the other firm, and others firm price out policy is not going to affect this firm. That means each will work independently. Whatever is the competition they are going to face in the market regarding their product is the product itself. That means product differentiation will be the most important element for creating the competition under the monopolistic competition. The next point is differentiated product. Differentiated product in monopolistic competition, every producer is producing a product and that product is different from the other product. That means the product produced by every firm are not same, they are similar. They are similar in nature, but they are not exactly identical. They differ on various bases, just like the size, the shape, the color, the packaging, the labeling. That means this product differentiation differ on real basis as well as on imaginary basis. That means on real basis, what you can see in the form of shape, size, color, and what on the imaginary basis, that is in the form of advertisement, sales, promotion. So this is product differentiation, which is the most important feature of the monopolistic competition. Free entry and exit of firm. That means under monopolistic competition, there is no barrier for the entry and the exit of the firm from the group. That means anyone can enter the group and anyone can exit the group whenever they feel like of coming and going out of the group. Next, mix of monopoly and perfect competition. This monopolistic competition, as I told you earlier, is the combination of monopoly as well as perfect competition. It contains both the element of monopoly and perfect competition. That is why its name is monopolistic competition. Normal profit in the long run. Generally, under monopolistic competition, in long run, the firm enjoy only normal profit. Why only normal profit? Because there is no restriction for the entry and exit of the firm from the group. So that is the reason of having the normal profit in the long run. Selling cost. In monopolistic competition, it is the selling cost which play an important role. That is, firm in monopolistic competition often incurred selling cost such as advertisement, marketing, sales promotion to differentiate their product and attract customer. These selling costs are necessary to make consumer aware of the differences between the product and to create brand loyalty. So, selling cost is another important element of the monopolistic competition. It is on the basis of the selling cost, the producer try to increase the demand of their product, because your product is differentiated product. You have to make the consumer aware that you are selling this product. You have to make them aware that your product is different from the other product. Your product has this facilities, this feature, it is a better in comparison to other product. So how you're going to bring this feature into the knowledge of the customer, that is an important thing. Then only you can create the demand for your product. You cannot, in monopolistic competition, basically there is not a competition regard with price. There is the competition regard with others element, and that is selling cost. That is in the form of advertisement, sales promotion, how effectively you are advertising your product, how effectively you are actually making your consumer aware about your product, and how you can convince your customer that your product is better in comparison to the other product available in the market. Non-price competition. That means in monopolistic competition, the competition among the firm selling the differentiated product is not on the basis of price for the product. That means they don't compete with each other price. I will lower down my price, you will increase your price, because as I already told you people, they have independent price output policy. That means their price output policy is not going to affect the price output policy of the other firm. That means their decision of price will not going to affect the price output policy of the other firm. That means they are competing on non-price. Price is not the basis for competition under the monopolistic competition. There is something else that
actually create a competition, and that is differentiated product, and that is selling cost. How effectively you can produce your product, differentiate your product, and make them aware into the eyes of the customer, that is the competition. On the basis of price, there is no competition in the monopolistic competition.
Imperfect knowledge. In monopolistic competition, the buyer and the seller both does not have a perfect knowledge about the market. Because there is large number of buyers, large number of sellers, every seller and every buyer does not know each other exactly. In the same manner, they don't have a perfect knowledge about the market, what are the various products that is being sold by the seller at what prices. In the same manner, buyer does not know about the seller what they are selling in the market. Less mobility. That means under monopolistic competition, both the factors of production as well as goods and services, they are not perfectly mobile from one place to another. That means there is hurdle of moving the factors of production from one space of work to the other space of work. Consumer attachment. As we know that under monopolistic competition, there is large number of buyers, they don't have a perfect knowledge. When they don't have a perfect knowledge, they become used to of using single commodity, and by using that single commodity, they become loyal customer and get attached to a particular brand. It happens to everyone. If somebody is using a particular item, they become used to it, and again they are going to use the same product because they feel satisfaction. So that is what, that is the consumer attachment. If you are having a perfect knowledge, then you would have switched from other products, so there might not be a customer attachment. But under monopolistic competition, the consumer do get attached to a particular product due to because of lack of perfect knowledge, and they become used to of using a single product, and they become they become a loyal customer towards that particular product. Group equilibrium, this is the important thing. Under monopolistic competition, there is firm, and group of firm is known as group. That means in monopoly or in perfect competition, there is the word industry. But in monopolistic competition, this word industry is replaced by group. Why this group? Because under industry, the good that is being sold, they are homogeneous in nature, but the goods that is being sold under monopolistic competition is a differentiated product, a product that is similar but not identical. They are close substitute of each other but not perfectly substitute of each other. That means the industry is replaced by the word group under monopolistic competition. That means industry is similar to the group. We can say group of this firm. That means one group of differentiated firm. Demand curve and cost curve of monopolistic competition. As you know, in monopolistic competition, the demand curve slopes downward. Why slopes downward? Because you have to reduce the price in order to increase the demand of your product. That is why the demand curve of the monopolistic competition, or you can say the AR, slopes downward. And if AR slopes downward, the MR will also slopes downward, but at a greater speed. But this AR and this MR both slope down, but they are flatter. Why they are flatter? This show that the demand curve is elastic. That means a change in price will definitely going to bring a change in the quantity demanded. That is why they are elastic, and this elasticity is represented by the slope of AR and MR, that is flatter.
and the cost curve of monopolistic competition, that is fixed cost is parallel to the x-axis, average fixed cost is rectangular hyperbola, average cost, average variable cost, marginal cost, all are U-shaped, just like perfect competition, just like monopoly. That means the cost generally remains the same in all types of market. So this is all about for today's session. In today's sessions we have discussed we have started with a new topic, that is monopolistic competition, which is a part of imperfect competition. In today's modern era, it is the situation of imperfect competition, and more realistic, that is the monopolistic competition. And monopolistic competition is a market where there is large number of buyers and seller. Each seller has its own independent price output policy, and the most important feature of the monopolistic competition is the differentiated product and the selling cost. So, and we have discussed the various features of the monopolistic competition and the demand curve, that means the demand and the cost of the monopolistic competition. So thank you so much for today's session. Hope you learn a lot. Meet you again in the next session with the same topic with some new elements in it. Thank you.